Hey, welcome to On the Homefront. John Murphy here. Happy to be sharing some time with you once again. Our show today is going to end a little early for the Red Sox coverage. They're going to be with the, Baltimore Orioles. So we're going to end a little early today, but we have two segments. In the second segment, we're going to focus on the good work of the Second Congregational Church in Coventry with Reverend Dr. Debra Pallato. She'll be our second guest. And right now, I'm very happy to have Baxter back in the house. She's with the Cultural Coalition serving Northeastern and Southeastern Connecticut. Also, Kia Baird is often with us today, but she's on the road today. So I'm very happy to have Dia here to share the good news. Thanks for coming up today.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here. I do miss Kia. She's wonderful to partner with. So, yeah.
And Dia is the Funding Booster Program Manager, and she's going to run down some grant deadlines and some updates on some arts activities so you can stay close to what's happening. So I'll let you get right to it.
All right. So
Please.
I think last time when I was here, we discussed having a little bit more informal coffee clutch kind of meetings up here in the Northeast. And so we had our first one at the Vanilla Bean.
Yes, I saw it online. And how did it go?
It was amazing. We had some really cool people that were there. We had, of course, artists and some historians and some filmmakers, but we also had Bev from the Mill Museum.
Right, Bev York. Yep.
Yes, and we had Nancy from the Northeast CT Chamber of Commerce. We had Jill, who's the Director of Economic Development for Killingly.
Wow.
So we had some really cool people. We had some amazing discussions. I was really happy.
Do you have a sense that the economic situation there is, getting better for them? There's more activity given the situation overall?
I believe so, yes. I feel like they're kind of coming together a little bit more and sharing resources and sharing information.
Yeah. We get the Putnam Arts Council on the program once in a while, and the Bradley Playhouse is doing really nice out there. So it's good news about Putnam. It's good to know they're doing well. Is there anything happening? I think there's another meeting in October. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yes.
So we're not exactly sure where that's going to be. We're thinking it might be at Chubby Dog over in Danielson. So we're kind of scoping out some places, but we think we want to. The Southeast does really well with the Culture Connects meetings, where they're just, a little bit more formal. I think having our little coffee clutch up here in the Northeast is working really nicely. So we're hopefully going to do that again. Right. Yes, in October. You're right.
So I'll just give the website now, because everything that Dee is talking about is on the website. It's a great way to stay in touch. Culturesect.org. It's culture, S-E-C-T, for the service area.org, loaded with information. Okay, so other news.
Absolutely. Other news. So we have our funding booster drop-in clinics. So I'm not sure if people are familiar with what that is, but it's a Zoom meeting where we get together and we discuss funding opportunities and grants and anything else that's up and coming. So it's a lovely little meeting because we just kind of talk informally, but share resources. Again, sharing resources is the name of the game.
Right.
Today. So the upcoming ones are September 9th, October 14th, November 18th, and December 9th, in case you want to add that to your calendar. We normally have it on the second Tuesday of the month, but in November, that's Veterans Day, so we're going to move it to the 18th. So anybody that would love to join, again, please join us. All the information, again, is on the website, which you just so lovingly said. So
you bet. Well, there are individuals that are at the stage where they're trying to make it more than a hobby, and they're trying to make it economically viable, and they need grants to get jump-started. Or they're arts groups, guilds, or councils. And by going to these meetings, you can learn the mechanics and save a whole lot of time on basic things that they can help you to get started more efficiently and maybe move ahead a little faster next year. That's the whole idea.
Thank you again for saying that. Because, it's not just for nonprofits, and it's not just for artists, and it's not just for musicians. It's for all of that. So you don't have to have your nonprofit status to attend these meetings.
Right.
You just have to be from the service area. So, we welcome everyone.
Yeah. And you also mentioned there's a program coming up with gambling. Folks that are struggling with gambling. You know, there's so many ads you see on TV now that they're encouraging lots of gambling on your phones. And people are getting in trouble.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this is directly from Wendy Vincent, who's our executive director. She wanted me to mention the Problem Gambling Through the Arts Initiative, which was a partnership with us and the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services. The Cultural Coalition was able to fund 8 artistic and creative projects that help bring awareness to problem gambling that run the gamut from festivals to art museums to a photography exhibit. So it's quite a cool little collection. Last year was our first time doing it, and we had some amazing projects that came out of that. But I think this year is a little bit more eclectic, like people worth kind of thinking outside the box, and there's some really cool projects that are up and coming. So we're looking forward to that.
Okay. So again, everything to find out about this is through the website. We have a couple of minutes left. Are there other things you wanted to share for today? You covered a lot of material. Go ahead.
Yes. If anyone wants to meet with me one-on-one to discuss some grant opportunities, or it can be anything, how to make your website better for, applying for grants, anything like that, please email me. My email is d.baxter@culturesec.org, and I'll send you a little link to do an intake form so I can find out a little bit more about you.
Right.
And then we'll get together and we'll have a Zoom meeting so I can, kind of work with you one-on-one specifically to find options for you, your organization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of the work of the coalition. They're one of 8 service organizations across the state that are there to help individuals or groups either develop their skill sets, their economic situation, their networking opportunities, grant funding. It's a major resource, and they're always finding new ways to help you, but you've got to connect to them on your end, too, to make it two-way. And the website, again, is culturesect.org, and you should check it out. I know you also do a newsletter that people can sign up for, right?
We do, absolutely. Yeah. So if you go on to culturesec.org, if you go to the very bottom of the page, there will be a little section that says Stay in the Loop, and right below that, it'll say Join Our Mailing List. And so if you click on that and sign up for our newsletters, I'm telling you, those newsletters are worth their weight in gold. You have upcoming grant deadlines. You have all the links for the grants. There's just so much information in there that, I highly recommend anyone that's even somewhat interested in finding out about grants to sign up for that newsletter.
It's invaluable, and it's a way to move ahead and get out of limbo. Some people take years and years to figure out basic things, and sometimes people give up on that. But this organization is there to help you get over that wall and find those opportunities. So really look at that, and I thank you, Dia, for being here today.
Thank you.
And we'll see you and Kia back here again in September.
That sounds great. Thank you so much.
Okay. Happy Labor Day to you.
Happy Labor Day.
Okay. All right, folks, a short break, and we'll come right back here on the Homefront. Stay with us. All right, we're back here on the Homefront today. Remember, our show is ending a little early today. We're ending early for the Red Sox coverage of a Baltimore Orioles game. But I'm very happy to talk for the last part of the show about Faith in Action, based at the Second Congregational Church in Coventry, United Church of Christ. I'm very happy to share the studio today for the first time with Reverend Dr. Debbie Pallato. Welcome to our community here. It's good to have you here.
It's my pleasure, John.
I know a couple of years ago you joined the church there, and I guess the reason why we have Debbie here today is to cover some of the events that's happening in the community, and then we'll talk more about your service beyond. But let's get right to your events, and thanks for being here today to get acquainted.
You're very welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
So Second Congregational Church, as you can tell from some of the information I sent you, is an active, vibrant community, and we're just very fortunate to have that in terms of outreach to the community. And some of our most important events that I would just like to share with everyone who's listening is one thing that we do is we have monthly takeout dinners, which are extremely popular, and those will be starting up again in September. And they're either the second or third Saturday of the month. I can't quite remember, but we always have signs out front on our lawn of our church, so all are welcome to partake of those dinners. We have a Christmas fair kind of beginning to mid-November, and we're very fortunate. We have our church building, and we also have a community house next to our church.
Oh, wonderful.
So in our community house is where we host dinners and get-togethers and gatherings, and we participate in the town-wide tag sale, and we have bake sales, and that's where our Christmas fair is. And
it's great to have that space.
Yeah, it really is. And we house a nonprofit called Noah's Closet that's part of our church, and that's been in existence for the past 18 years.
Yeah.
It's open every Tuesday and Saturday, and all community members are welcome. And we have clothes from birth to about age 10, gently used clothes. Very often they're brand new from donations.
Right.
And we have stuffed animals, we have toys, we have puzzles, we have lots and lots of books. And it's just wonderful to have that gift shop and interact with parents and grandparents and community members.
Sure.
And if I have to buy a baby gift, that's where I go.
Yeah,
So,
but it brings sunshine into difficult situations.
Absolutely.
And can people also
absolutely.
drop off at the same time?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We do take a lot of donations.
Yeah.
And if we get a lot of one thing or another, we donate to either WAME here in Willimantic or
Right.
to Holy Family Shelter.
Right. Debbie is a board member of WAME as well. And I want to mention the website. If you hear anything from Debbie, that's a good way to follow up throughout the year on all their activities. The website is easy to follow. It's secondchurchcoventryucc.org. Okay, just jot that down. secondchurchcoventryucc.org, and you can follow up on everything. And you have quite a bit happening in September and October as well, besides the holiday time.
Yes, right. And another event that I would like to tell you
Sure.
about is October 19th, Sunday at 3 p.m. We have a free concert in our sanctuary. We're very lucky to have two extremely talented music directors that are with us every Sunday. And one of those music directors, Jason Castingway, is giving us a free concert in the fall and in the spring. He's an acclaimed piano player, flute player, harp player, trumpet player, but mostly the piano, and just an absolutely gorgeous voice. And so we always have a full-packed house for his concerts. And we will have a poster board out on our front lawn to remind people that they are welcome to attend that concert on October 19th.
Right, 3 p.m., right?
3 p.m.
Sunday
Yes,
afternoon. Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Also, we just got, we had a mission group. We did a mission group with First Congregational Church in Coventry Village in our church, and we had youth and adults go down to Maryland to an organization called Deep Roots, where they served families who are unhoused, and they did a lot of work during the week, repairing homes, repairing the grounds, doing a lot of garden work, and most especially just sitting down and chatting with people about their lives and making friends and giving hope. So they just returned in July and did a worship service for us about their experience.
Yeah. Well, that's great. You know, this is how people get through hard times.
Yeah.
And the small things become very powerful. You know, the small things make the big things
Absolutely.
fit sometimes.
Absolutely. And Second Church is an open and affirming church,
Right.
which means that we welcome everyone from all walks of life. And kind of our motto, our saying is, no matter where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here just as you are. And we have been open and affirming for over 30 years. And we welcome visitors at any time, either in our community house or in our sanctuary. Our services are at 10 a.m. And the last Sunday of the month, every other month, we have something called Cafe Church, which is in our community house. So it's a little bit less formal than our regular worship service, and we have a wonderful brunch after the service all together.
Now, you have a program coming up with CROP. It's a hunger walk.
Yes,
in
right.
October. That's coming up about a month or so from now, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. We call that the Crop Walk.
Right.
And we join. That's another collaborative event with First Church. So both of our churches are involved. Again, youth and adults walk as much as they can. Usually, it's about 2 miles. And church members and friends make donations, and that is sent to our national in the United Church of Christ to help people who are in need.
Right. And there's one other thing that the Debbie Martin sent me to chat about, and it has to do with you've sponsored some mental health and social media programs, because it's a big struggle within families is how do you allow access to social media without letting it get out of control?
Right. And we, so our mission team is called our Board of Outreach, and they're a wonderful group of people who plan this event on October 5th, a Sunday at 4 p.m. in our community house. And we have an expert that's coming to talk to parents, grandparents, teachers about the best use of using media so that it's healthy for children and teenagers. So we're hoping to have a nice turnout for that event.
Yeah. Well, you're very busy. You're also involved with WAME. You're involved there. And I should also mention, just to be fair, that Debbie was awarded the Humanitarian Award by the Wyndham Willimantic NAACP because you're a member as well for your service in the Social Justice Committee, I think, right?
Yes, right.
So you've been here 2.5 years, I think, 2.5, 3 years?
3.5 years serving as pastor.
Right. So how do you think the barometer is? What's the temperature that you're getting when you kind of get the zeitgeist? A lot of stress today, a lot of political craziness going on, affecting people in very negative ways. So what's it like to keep the glue together when things sometimes can be falling apart?
Well, in our worship services and in our community service, our major goal is to give people hope and to show God's love and mercy and compassion in all that we do. And we emphasize that in all of our worship services, in our gospel readings, in my sermons, and we're very welcoming to visitors who come. They may not be church members. They may come one time. They may just drop in. And we just treat everyone as that they really are a church member or a member of our congregation. So our desire is to make people feel comfortable, to make people feel welcome, to kind of let anxieties and fears, at home when they come through our doors, and just to feel at home with us.
Yeah. Now, I noticed in your background, because I want to have Debbie back at a later time, you've done so much work at the international level abroad. And I wanted to talk about, she's done work in Haiti and China, Ghana. I've had a chance to travel abroad, too, for my radio work.
Sure.
And I just mention that because one of the things that really transformed me is realizing that all of my assumptions about how different people are breaking away, that there's so much more in common.
Sure.
Cultural differences, language, food, clothing, it means nothing when you experience it. And there's I try to find the words, and it's hard to find the words. It's a feeling more than a word. And you've obviously found that. That's part of your core. Can you describe what that is when you see people from other places that are very different in every way, but there's something there that makes it all completely level?
For me, it's that human connection and respect and friendliness, a friendly smile, knowing or trying to convey that I want to get to know them, to be their friend, to learn about their culture, their language. Wherever I go, I try to learn the language as best I can, to at least try to communicate a little bit. And I've just always been fortunate that people have received me in a very warm way, and I receive them in a warm and welcoming way as well. So I think respect and showing that they're neighbors, and we have, like you said, we have much more in common than we do not.
Right. It's a revolutionary thing when you experience it, because it changes a lot of your assumptions.
Sure. Yeah,
and
you're right, John.
I wish everybody, about half of Americans don't have passports. Half of our country never goes abroad to really see, and when you look at life abroad through a newspaper or a TV newscast, you're pretty ignorant. You are. Yeah. You have to go there.
Right.
And so there's so much that she's done in the past with South Korea that is a good conversation to have, because these problems are so common. We make them sometimes more complicated. But my question for you is about young people today. Young people often will go to church through family, and when they're on their own, it's different. What are you seeing in our community with young people who are on their own, outside the family, and they're trying to find their way?
Well, we've actually had a lot of young people come to our church, and first just to visit, and then they've been coming every Sunday. And many of them have been unchurched when they were growing up or younger. And we also have, this doesn't really answer your question, but we have a lot of young people who are coming with their grandparents now. and not really their parents, but just their grandparents with a grandmother or grandfather. And some are just coming by themselves and kind of looking around and seeing, is there anybody else here who's in my age group as well?
Right. Yeah.
So, but that's really a challenge for many churches right now, is to draw the young people in. And so we try to have, I think our community service and our mission work and mission, like I told you about going to Deep Roots in Maryland,
yes.
That's what's really attracting the younger crowd. So we hope to be doing more of that.
And I noticed in your background you had done quite a bit of work in Haiti. And there's a lot of people in eastern Connecticut and Norwich.
Yes,
there's the Haitian
absolutely.
Health Foundation.
Yes.
And they're active. Can you talk about your time in Haiti? And it's such a troubled place now. It's such a troubled place, but what a rich history that they're trying to keep alive.
It really is. And I've been
Real freedom fighters.
So fortunate and blessed to have been involved in volunteering in Haiti for the past 16 years now. And we started out with we don't call it an orphanage. We call it a home for age 2 through college age kids that we have now. And then 6 years ago, I started Brits Academy within Brits Home.
Right.
So our children didn't have to go to the schools in the community where class sizes were 50 to 60. Corporal punishment was used. The only teaching method that was used was rote memorization. And we just found that our children were coming back to Brits Home and just not feeling happy or comfortable or complaining about something that happened in school. So now we are teaching in a way that uses active learning methodology and really trying, and having small classes, of course. Yeah. So we're really doing a lot of individualized learning now at Brits Academy.
Well, here's a hard question to answer, but I'm going to ask it. We have a few more minutes, too. Things are very troubled in the U.S. today. There's a lot of stress over values, people feeling less unity, people trying to divide into tribes and groups and saying, if you're not on my team, you might be a bad guy. And it's polarizing. And the media is part of the problem, too, because the media feeds the beast, too. At least some of the media does. So do you have a sense when you prepare sermons or conversations, sometimes people forget things, or they get some basic things get lost in the noise. And I just wonder, when you look out and you see how people are struggling with things, and it's way beyond money issues, personal relations, what's some of the glue that people forget sometimes that can make a real difference, more than they may realize?
Well, I think the word that you just used is relationships, and relationship building is so important. I want people who come into Second Congregational Church, as I said, to feel welcome, to feel a part of a community, and to maybe in their work life or even in their home life or with their families, maybe they can't really talk about things that are important to them. But to know that when they walk through our church doors or an event at the community center, that we're going to be respectful and we're going to listen to what their concerns are, and we're not always going to agree, that's for sure, and but that's okay, because we come with different viewpoints and different life circumstances, and just to know that we can talk about those things and not have people feel upset with us. So that's one thing that I kind of keep giving that same gospel message, it seems, in my sermons, that we are just to kind of walk hand in hand with each other and support one another during these troubling times in our country and in different parts of our world, and how we can just remain as a unified family within our congregation and in the community of Coventry.
Well, I'm very happy to have you on the show today to visit, and we'll have you back later in the year.
That sounds great.
I
I'd love to,
appreciate your
John.
time and your good work. I just want to mention again, we've been speaking today, if you're on the radio, with Reverend Dr. Debra Pallato from the Second Congregational Church, UCC in Coventry. I wish you a great fall season ahead. Thank you again for being here, and we'll have you back again.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Okay.
You're John.
All right, well, our time is flying by here. It's time to end early for the Red Sox coverage today. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us, and we'll see you next week.